kamusta yung testing? Are we ramping up? Since you're saying that we fully expect na dadami nga ang cases because of the modified ECQ.
Unfortunately, based on the tracker of the DOH, ang expected kasi natin by May 15, it will be 15,000, and by May 30, it should be 30,000 tests. And then dapat maka 1 million test tayo to say na it's significant. As of today, parang naka 10,000 lang tayong test. So we're far off the target natin. And that's in the tracker. I'm just here to narrate it and relay it to you. So hindi pa ho tayo namimit ho yung target natin ho sa testings. And according to Secretary Roque this afternoon, sinasabi the government may not have the capacity, and he's deferring it to the private sector to help out in terms of the testings, particularly the employees. I think I read that.
Yun na, sir, hindi namin
Pero sir, is that would that be a prudent thing to do to leave it to the private sector to do most of the mass testing? Shouldn't it be government that takes charge here?
It should be the government, but my wife works at a multinational company, and of course the leadership would sponsor yung testing nila. So at least a big help yan. I think Secretary Joey Concepcion together with the business community are doing their share right now. But I agree with you. There are certain mga LGUs should actually shoulder, particularly yung 40% of the population na below poverty line. And I think the government should shoulder it. Hindi ko lang alam yung budget that would correspond to that particular line of thinking.
Yes. Doc, going to that line of thinking, could we just clarify, because you said the government doesn't have the resources. Is it a matter of resources, or is it a matter of plan of attack? Because there are countries who are still debating whether or not it's efficient or even safe to do mass testing as a principal strategy. So when the government says, no, we are leaving it to private sector, is that strategy, or is it just a function of actually wala kaming capacity?
Iba't iba, Robbie. Maganda yung tanong mo. Let me answer that in variable ways. Kanina napansin mo, sabi ni Secretary Bello na for the return to work, hindi mo kailangan mag-testing. And then I saw a DOH guideline given by my wife that in asymptomatic cases, hindi ka na kailangan mag-testing. Magmamask ka lang and do all these hygienic measures. So meron doon, I think mga medical societies nag-support. That's one side. While naman sa Wuhan, 11 million sila dahil mapera sila.
In 10 days.
Sinagot lahat ng China. I don't know if the strategy would suit, let's say, budgetary capacity. Let's say sa South Korea, sagot din ng gobyerno yun. 400 to 500,000 tests na sila. Sa Vietnam, wala silang pera. They're richer by more than 10 times sa atin. But they allocated budget. They have 600 sites and they have zero deaths. Zero deaths. Yeah. So I don't know. What I'm saying, maybe the messaging may be secondary to the medical societies not advocating a test for the employees. I don't know kung ano sasabihin. But ako tatanungin mo, I did already swab and rapid antibody test. Ako papasok ako sa hospital, pinapapasok na kami, June 1 pa ako. I'm not emotionally prepared, I'm not physically prepared kahit naka 2 months na ako. Because I want to be sure na okay ako, may antibody ba ako, wala. Kung wala akong antibody or wala akong IgM, IgG, I have to protect myself because I'm going to the hospital. And anytime na magkaroon ako ng problema, may halo effect yan sa family ko. So I should be responsible for myself, for my family. So kung yan ang decision based on science, ako as a physician, I would be more careful with saying that kung I have only 700 pesos, I would spare that for a test, whatever it is. Like for example, pagpupunta ka sa Malacanang, April 20 when I was as a key opinion leader, I had a 15-minute test and rapid antibody, and all the cabinet secretaries who would enter the palace would use that. So if that is good for a cabinet member or for a key opinion leader, why would that be good for someone? The LGUs nga, kung hindi nyo po paalam, the return overseas workers and the OFW and the locally stranded individuals, we call it LSI, ayaw pumayag po ng mga gobernador at mayor na hindi RT-PCR ang test sila pag hinatid sila from one point to the final destination nila because they don't want an outbreak. So, kanya-kanya po eh. The guidelines are there, but the guidelines are meant to be broken depending who sa LGU leadership.
Yeah, but I asked Doctor because I asked because if it's not a
beautiful question, Robbie.
Yeah, but if it's not a strategic decision and ultimately it redounds to wala kasing capacity, kulang kasi ang resources, then it begs the question, then what's the emergency fund for? Asan yung billion na itinabi natin supposedly to respond to this? We would have thought that there was a component there for testing.
Robbie, I did not say, Robbie, let me correct that. I did not say walang budget. I'm
not saying that you said it.
I'm trying to lean on, as a physician, I'm trying to connect the dots kung bakit ganon. You have Secretary Bello saying hindi kailangan, then nakita ko yung guidelines, and then meron man valid reasons. Pero when you see other countries, because of their budgetary capacity na pwede nilang gawin, magastos sila for the test. Like China. Ang China nga pala, 6 cases last 3 days. So ibig sabihin, even in China, even with draconian measures, nagsalita yung kanilang #1 expert na a second wave is looming as well. No? So even in the best countries na na-crash nila, meron pa rin posibilidad. So it's possible for us na hindi ganon kalaki ang ating discipline. I don't know about the budget, but it is expected na baka tayo magkaroon ng second wave because we're unique to other countries because we're visited by typhoon more than the other countries.